I think really my story is a classic story of working my way up the system, the teaching system. I started teaching in a comprehensive that had just been converted from a grammar school, and I was a physics teacher, and I was the first in my family to get a degree, so I felt I knew something about the problems that they were having with children who were less aspirational because of their backgrounds, and I took a real interest in that side of that problematic in education. What I discovered was that I needed to actually look at children a little bit younger. So I worked my way up the education system as I worked my way down the years over the years, and was always looking to get the student or the pupil a little younger so that I could have some impact on them. And that brought me to a reception class in a primary school finally, and I got so taken with what was possible to achieve in that, I started going into teacher education, first of all part-time, just a day release from my teaching job, and then I went to the university full-time. Well, what we're saying there is that SchemaPlay is like other models of practice, so like High Scope or Montessori or Reggio Emilia. SchemaPlay is another one of those. It has a philosophy, it has a set of practices which are quite unique, and they're based on schemes and children's foundational learning through schemes and building those up through complex operations to contribute across the curriculum. So we don't focus on subject areas. We reject that curriculum-centered approach and work on what the child already has. Really, it's a recognition of the prime directive as we see it in education, which is if you're going to teach anything, you have to start with what the child already knows and can do. With preschool, it's what they're showing that they can do in their play. So it's the schemes. It's due to a translation error, basically. Piaget's work on schemas and schemes was mistranslated. So initially his work referred to schemes, English authors used schema, and in his later work it became very important to discriminate between schemas and schemes, and that left us on the wrong foot. So, I mean, you might think of it like a spelling error. Maybe it doesn't matter if everybody writes friend with an I-E and the other way around, but some people feel very strongly about these things, and it's a matter in some cases of respect for French as well, because it was from the Swiss French that it was mistranslated. Piaget complained about it in many footnotes in his work. Other academics like Franz Hurst took it much more seriously and said, look, if English translators don't fix this, then they can't discriminate between scheme and schema, and that means they can't actually understand what Piaget was arguing. And one of the most important things that Piaget showed using that distinction between a scheme and a schema was how play works and how children learn in the early years through play. So that would be, quite a serious thing. The actual distinction is between a figurative understanding of knowledge, a picture, a word, and of course that's very important. We need that, but also the other side of it is the operation, what the child does with something. And if you don't have both of those, like two sides to a coin, you're not going to have a coin. They're two crucial parts of all nuggets of knowledge, if you like. I go further than dialogue. Dialogue's crucial, but a true partnership must involve both parties in designing the activity and the experience for the children. And if we look at the question from a research perspective, if we go back to some of the classic studies that justify preschool expenditure, the Paris Prescope David Wycott's studies in the USA, EPI, Kathy Silver's work in the UK. All of that research evidence shows that preschools are effective. They actually save money in the long term in the economy. But what they don't do is they don't control for parent engagement. In the high scope preschool settings, there was a very, very strong preschool parent partnership. In the most effective settings identified by the EPI project in the UK, there was very, very strong parent preschool partnerships. And no controls were made to actually tease out which was the contributing factor. So we tend to say preschool pedagogy is the most effective thing, and that's what makes preschools effective, but we don't actually know. It could be more parent engagement than pedagogy, in fact. I like to think it's a balance between the two, and they're crucially important. I'm here at Expo to talk about sustainability. So I guess the main thing is that we develop a more sustainable preschool sector. Of course, we need to recover economically right now, but it's still important to start building the blocks of sustainability in preschool education, I think. And it's not just about the curriculum. It's not something we just add on to the curriculum. What we need is to transform early years practice with sustainability in mind. So safety and welfare of the child is just as significant as the curriculum. We're talking about sustainability after all.